Hello, mentors, friends, family, and FutureMakers. Today, we are excited to present our project, SmartSign, during this closure of our Create-a-thon. Let's get to know our team.
Hello, I'm Andrew, a junior from high school.
Is my mic working? I'm
It is
Aiden,
not.
a senior in high school. Sorry.
Hi, guys. My name's Melissa. I'm a high school junior.
Hi guys, I'm Divya. I'm a high school senior, and we're Team 12.
We would like to thank our team mentor, Mihalis, as well as our other leaders, Tanya, Erica, Lauren, Kunjal, Naya, Tiffany, and Kevin. One more thing before we get started, we would love to give a big shout out to all the guest speakers that allowed us to grow as FutureMakers.
We are all aware that communication is a big part of everyday life. You come across communication when talking on your phone, telling your Uber driver where to go, or even wishing someone a happy birthday. So imagine how difficult it would be if communication was one of the things you had to worry about every day. This is a major concern that the deaf and hard of hearing community faces. With the lack of sign language translators and without a majority of the world knowing sign language, these individuals face communication as a daily obstacle. Here's where a hypothetical customer, Shelly, comes in.
This is Shelly. Her primary form of communication is ASL, American Sign Language. She sometimes struggles to talk to family and friends, but also finds that these problems extend into her work life during presentations and discussions. Even with her own translator, she finds it uncomfortable to bring them into certain situations, like private conversations or medical appointments. She's interested in a product that's portable, easy to use, and would allow her to be understood without a human translator in every area of her life. There are a lot of individuals like Shelly who are part of the community our product is trying to help.
70 million people around the world use a variation of sign language. 1.1 million Americans use ASL, which is a language that we address with our product, as their only form of communication. Sign language is just like any other spoken language in that it's widespread and it means for individuals to connect with each other. It's not only used for individuals who are deaf or hard of hearing. Some individuals with conditions like autism, cerebral palsy, and apraxia find it easier to communicate using sign language. ASL is the third most used language in the United States. That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
We've discussed the community size, and now let's address some problems they face. The major barrier between hard of hearing and hearing communities leads to a persistent difficulty in being understood. This causes a great deal of issues when it comes to communication.
Sign language enables numerous people to complete tasks that others simply enjoy every day. Many who use sign language hire a translator to help them communicate with others. However, despite there being about 1 million individuals who use sign language in the US, there are only 195 certified translators available. I think we can all agree that a 1-to-1 ratio just isn't possible here. It's equally difficult for children born deaf, as 90% of their parents don't know sign language. As shown by statistics, fewer job and educational opportunities are available due to impaired communication and the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. The deaf community has felt strongly isolated in these times.
We went on and researched more about the hardships that individuals like Shelley have to face. As shown in our graph, within the United States, our deaf and hard of hearing community faces both social and economic issues due to difficulties in communication. This includes clarity with their loved ones, the health of their relationships, connections to society, and job prospects. We observed that from 2008 to 2017, the community's employment rate remained approximately at 53.3%. When compared to that of employed hearing individuals, a large employment gap of 22.5 is realized. From this data, it's clear that users of ASL who are unable to communicate through other means struggle in both personal and business environments.
To collect more information, we sent out a questionnaire about sign language to our peers and gathered that out of 26 respondents, only 3.8% know how to use sign language. Think about that. In a room of people who don't speak the same language as you, how could you get to know them? How could they get to know you? 54.2% of our respondents report that they have witnessed people of the deaf community have trouble with communication. but simply learning the language to bridge this gap seems like too far-fetched of an option, with 70% of respondents saying the language seemed difficult. Thankfully, with SmartSign, we can transcend this language barrier and give users of ASL the opportunity to express themselves more freely, which in turn can alleviate many of the pressing issues we mentioned in this section. Our responders are interested as well. 84.6% believe that an app like SmartSign will make an impact and help the sign language community. So what is SmartSign?
SmartSign is a user-friendly app that translates American Sign Language into text. This text will then be attached to your camera's output as a captioning system, so that as you sign during a video call, others can simply read what you are saying. This makes it easy to communicate wherever and whenever. Some might ask why ASL users can't just type out their messages. For communities who are strictly limited to expression through ASL, typing becomes an unnecessary barrier. What if they wanted to simply FaceTime a friend? Would they be forced to constantly switch between a video call and their iMessage? What about giving a presentation on Zoom? Our app offers a way to break down this hurdle with a simple solution.
The development of SmartSign can be broken down into 6 steps. First, we researched solutions to the problem that our project faced. With the model in mind, we found a dataset that fit our needs. Then, we created and tested different models, comparing their validation accuracies. We decided on using transfer learning as our original model only got up to 97% accuracy, while the transfer learning one reached up to 99%. We polished our model and used it in a web app to predict the hand signs of a user.
These graphs demonstrate the results of our model. It didn't overfit and turned out high accuracy and low loss. We compared this to the performance of other transfer learning models and are confident we selected the best solution.
Currently, our app has been trained using the basic ASL alphabet. In our demo, we have slowed down the translation by a large margin for increasing the accuracy for the purpose of this demo. If you guys want to try out our project, you can go on our GitHub and the instructions for testing it out for yourself are there.
SmartSign's design goal is to make sure that the deaf and hard of hearing community find a flexible and easy way to overcome their hardship of communication with non-ASL speakers. Having said that, SmartSign also targets organizations, companies, and schools, enabling them to understand someone who uses sign language to communicate. That way, communication is not an obstacle blocking a certain outcome.
So why SmartSign? SmartSign offers accessibility. We're free, simple, available, and accurate. Most importantly, SmartSign allows more individuals to express themselves in their preferred manner. It makes using ASL a viable option to talk to others when they don't use it, and it doesn't force people to write or type their ideas when they don't have an interpreter. Making our workspaces, schools, and societies more inclusive is something that's incredibly important to us, and we don't want users who are hard of hearing or have speech disabilities to have to constantly accommodate for others who don't know the language.
In addition to our dedication to user experience, we're also pretty unique. ASL fingerspelling to text is mostly seen in just a computer vision context. There aren't any established companies who have evolved this kind of tech into a tool. Our closest competitor is ACE ASL, which is a website targeted towards ASL learners. It's a feedback system that helps students check the accuracy and positioning of their signs with computer vision. However, ACE has a completely different user base and only offers 8 letters free of cost, unlike SmartSign, which is entirely free.
SmartSign doesn't stop here. With only 2 weeks to create this project, we're interested in further improving the technology we have to offer. This slide includes several new functions we have in mind in order to grow. We're also planning ways that we can expand into the market and reach a larger audience.
Lastly, here are the resources that helped us create the project.
Once again, we want to thank everyone that gave us the wonderful opportunity to create this project. And that's a wrap from your Team 12 Deep Learning FutureMakers.